Beep beep, what's up ninjas? My name is Samuel. I felt a little patriotic today, so I decided to wear an American flag. I love Donald Trump. Oh! Today we're going to be talking about buildups and what's needed inside of buildup. I've also released a free pack for you guys to download for free, which is going to contain the sounds we're going to use in this tutorial. It's going to contain 5 long snare builds. It's going to contain 5 short snare builds. It's going to contain 5 uplifters, 5 crashes, 5 downlifters, 5 transitional tools made by Raf Cowell. Love them. And there's a lot more stuff like atmosphere. So pretty much here we have this drop, which we are going to go from the build up to the drop and try to make it as clean as possible. So the first thing is that we're going to be coming from a break when we do a build-up. It's only, it's only logical, or the intro. So whenever you're going from the break to the build, the first thing you need to know is that you need to add a resolution to your melody. What this means is that you cannot end your melody on a note other than the root note. You want to resolutionize. You want to let people know the melody is over, and you do that by letting it know that you're done. So the way you do this is you return your melody back to the root note. For instance, because then that's not gonna allow it. For instance, let's say I decide to do this instead. Your brain is still gonna go like, okay, where's the rest of the melody? It's not like, oh, the melody's done. As you can see there, we want it to end, and it's not letting it end. It sounds better here. So make sure to end at the root note. So you let the melody, the person know that the melody's done. Now, going into the build-up, there's a couple of things we're going to be doing. First off, in the build-up, I do want the melody to be getting filtered in, so I'm going to grab all of these sounds here and do that. So it's going to be like... You can hear it coming up, coming up. So this is really going to help because it's just going to make it sound so dope as it's coming up, So, I think we need to move this one more bar over like this. There we go. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is, we can just get rid of this now, is doing our transition from here. Imagine there's like an awesome break here. So now the first thing we need to do is we need to let people know that, hey, we're going to go into the build. So we're going to open up the main stage effects tools, which by the way is a free download, so make sure to go get it. And I am going to be first adding a crash. So we're going to go with this type of crash here. We're going to add it right here in the crash channel. There we go. It's going to be different from this one, but it's fine. We're using the free pack. All right, so here we go. We're going to do that transition. Also, an impact will be needed. Oops, I have it down here actually. Oh, never mind. Let's get rid of that. So we're going to have an impact. Do this one. This lower volume. All right, cool. And then we're also going to add a downlifter. I think we're going to be in the key of G for this. So we're going to go with that. There we go. And now we're going to be adding one more thing, and I think that's going to be, let's do atmosphere, actually. This one's dope. We're going to add the atmosphere here. We can use this one as well, but again, we're using the free pack. We have a couple of things that are missing, obviously. So the next thing we're going to add is an uplifter or a riser, and that's going to be in the key of G. Let's do that there. Sometimes we don't want to go with these type of uplifters, by the way. Riser, sorry, because they're going to interfere with the melody, but we should be fine, I think. So let's make sure we're in the key of G. Yeah, we are. So this uplifter in F should be put up a semitone, actually. So let's do that here. All right. All right, now that we have that, the next thing we're going to be doing is a long fill. So we're going to be adding that snare build. I think it's going to go here. So let's add that here. All right, there we go. A long. And then what I like to do is I always like to get a lead. So here is the lead from the main stage pack. And I'm going to be using that as an uplifter, which it's easy to do. All you want is to sustain. And then you're going to pitch this up with a pitch bend. So I think the preset itself, we have a macro control right here, increase the beginning, which is being applied to envelope 3, I believe. So this is making it last longer, the decay time. So that's what's going to create this really cool kind of effect, as you can going up. There we go. There we go. All right, so we do have some bass shots here that I do want to add there because I think it will sound really cool. Let's make sure the LFO tool is also not on. You want to have it on when the drop happens, not in the build-up because it sounds so off since there's no kick. Let's make sure the leads don't have it on as well. All right, guys, now the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding a couple of effects on that build-up. I believe that if we had a vocal chop or a vocal there, it would sound so much better. So for now, we are going to be using this technique. Now, I did write an article called How to Master Big Room House if you guys are wondering about that. I'll leave it in the link, you know, in the description. I also wrote an article about build-ups, like what you guys can do to get a bigger, more fuller build-up, and I'm going to leave that in the link as well. But in that article, I talk a little bit about what we're about to do right now. The first thing is we're going to apply a reverb here that is going to be pretty much increasing the dry and wet as we approach the drop. Reverb tends to push stuff back in the mix, and the cool thing about this is that it's really going to make it's going to pussify it, let's just call it that, which is going to make it weaker so that when the drop comes, it sounds strong. Fuck! That has so much energy. So the gain, now we use an EQ3 as well, and with the EQ3 we're just going to get rid of the low end as we approach the drop. So pretty much here we're just going to... So pretty much... Alright guys, so let's make sure the bass shots are getting filtered in. That's the one thing that was bothering me there. So let's just apply an auto filter and we're just going to move that in. Now, the other trick is one that I learned from Maurice West, and if you guys haven't seen his video on how he made those main stage tracks, you got to check it out. I think that's like the ultimate tutorial series for it right there. I'm just touching on stuff that I don't think he touched enough on, or he didn't explain as well. And so the next thing is, I learned this one from him. On the build-up, he likes to make the width kind of go down, so it kind of sounds like, you know, it's getting kind of pushed to the wall. Like you're just narrowing down the stereo image, and then on the drop, you're going to go back to 100%. So this one is actually a very cool one that I didn't know about, so thanks and props to him for that. So all we're going to do is just a little notch. So here we go. Very cool. Now the next thing we're going to do is as well as play with the gain on this. So we're just going to lower the volume by maybe 1 dB or so. And then we'll go straight to 0 dB once the drop happens there. So that way you're giving yourself a lot of room for the drop. Sometimes if you have an overcompressed song as well, this kind of helps add a little bit of dynamics to that buildup that you're going to be having. So we can lower that down here. All right. Right, very cool. I love the way this is sounding. Very nice. So then the build-up, you also can add, you know, vocal chops, which I think is gonna help in filling that up more. I do have a couple that I was making for the pack. I'm still debating whether I have enough time to make like 10 vocals for the pack, but because I didn't like him as much. This is fucking great. Let me take it back. So we'll use this for that build-up just to kind of fill it up a bit more. Let me take it back. 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 Let me take it back, let me take it back. Let me take it back, let me take it back. Let me take it back, let me take it back. Let me take it back, let me take it back. Let me take it, 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 let me take it. So here we're just gonna duplicate this, consolidate it, so now we have. Let me take it, let me take it, let me take it, let me. We're gonna go in, make sure you're in Complex Pro, and we're gonna do a pitch bend. This is how it's gonna sound the cleanest. So, oops, sorry, wrong area. I think show just did whoops, show all envelopes. We're gonna do a transposition modulation. Wow, where am I? So, almost choked there. So pretty much we're just gonna move this down. I kind of want to go. Let me take it. 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 Let me Okay, so once we have that here, what we can do is obviously we're gonna EQ that because it doesn't sound as clean if we don't do that. We can use the auto filter, the EQ8. I'm just like, oh, I need a different scenery here. Now, we're gonna mess with this now, the reverb on this, because also I want this to have a really abundance of reverb. That really does help a lot. So that's going to be a very basic setup. There's a couple of things more I would add. Let's say we're coming from a break and we have pads. I will let the pads play out in the build-up as they're kind of filtering out, or you're kind of, you know, weakening them. That way your build-up doesn't sound like an abundant mess. But right now I really like the way this sounds if we're going from a break and then we have this nice quiet part where it builds the tension up. So this is how you would do your build-ups. This is what usually you're going to have in a build-up if you've ever had that question. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to download the free tools, they're going to be available for download. I'll leave them in the link, actually in the comments, because in the description link, I'm going to leave you guys the articles so you guys can read more about different techniques to get your buildups to sound bigger and actually work the way they're meant to work, which is to create tension and to make your drop sound bigger than it actually is. All right, ninjas, you guys take care. You have an amazing day. I'm taking my family out today to the OC County Fair. So if I don't respond to any comments, that's mainly why, but I'll try and respond to some if this video is out before then. Anyways, ninjas, take care and have an amazing day.